Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time we're reviewing on Batman, Gotham by Gaslight film review. Now, pretty much the film takes a lot of creative liberties away from its original source. Because the film differs a lot from the book, and the film is a kind of a mix of its original half and the sequel story that came out after Gotham by Gaslight. For example, characters like Poison Ivy, Tim Drake, Jason Todd, and Tim Drake, Solomon Grundy, also Gordon's wife, and Hugo Strange don't appear. I mean, do appear, but they don't appear in the original comic book story. Now, pretty much the film is about Batman confronting Jack the Ripper, and at the same time trying to find out who he is and do an investigation. And there are hints and clues to who Jack the Ripper might be. For example, you've got Harvey Dent, who is kind of a stuck-up little prick, and at the same time is kind of obnoxious. You've got Gordon, who's kind of like that guy who remains quiet and tries to make Gotham a better place. Also, what's interesting in the film is that we do get a build-up with Selina Kyle and Batman. Now, pretty much in the comic book story, they never have really, Selina hadn't appeared in the story, and Batman was just working on his own. What's also interesting is the voice actor for Alfred also played in Little Britain as the Prime Minister, so it's interesting to see that kind of change. Now, what's also interesting is that Harley Quinn is sort of in this, but as a drunk old lady called Marlene Mahoney. And what's also interesting as well is that the film does take a lot of creative liberties away from its original source. I still find it to be pretty enjoyable and still good. Now, I kind of felt like the film should have took more time in building Bruce and Selina up. It does it a little bit, but could have done more. We could have seen the after effects after Batman's battle with Jack Ripper. And what's also interesting is that we also get the three Robins, who are meant to be teenage kids living on the street, and at the same time, kind of like a typical main character takes them in, trains them and all that stuff. Now, pretty much with Gotham is that the environment is more 90th century setting. So instead, you don't have cars, you don't have jet engines, you don't have old gargoyle rooftops, no like fans or anything. So it's standard horses and carriages and other certain things, which I give them respect for, and also given the fact that the comic story is about a few pages, so they had to take some creative liberties in making this an actual film. And the World's Fair from the Gotham by Gaslight sequel is technically used in it as a main theme of the sort of World of Tomorrow style world. Now, personally, I would like to see other Elseworld stories like Batman in Darkest Night, also JLA Act of God. I would actually like to see what they could do with the films and see what they can do with it. I also do look forward to seeing what else DC can come up with, because it shows that they know how to handle animated movies, and I give them points in making Gotham by Gaslight an actual animated film. So what do I think? Definitely a good film, so I give it a good thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.